So you lost your voice.
I did lose my voice.
You lost your voice. Okay.
You sound so different.
We're doing it
It's starting now, yeah.
It's starting now. Thank you guys for coming. Firstly, you guys taken out of your time for an interview out of your busy lives. So thank you for coming. Welcome to You Can Do More podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It's awesome what you guys are doing. So glad to be part of it.
I still can't actually get over her voice.
Yeah, Hannah never sounds like this.
Yeah, sorry guys, I just got back from a camp and my voice is gone. So apologise for that.
Real raspy.
So please introduce yourselves. Whoever starts. But tell us about yourself and what you do and who you are in Pakuranga College.
Oh, you, Michael?
Okay. Kia ora whānau, I'm Michael, and little thing about me, I'm really a sporty guy, so I like all kinds of sports, mostly rugby. Anything with a rugby ball I love to play. Also really whānau oriented. I love my family and hanging out with them, which I have done luckily over these holidays, which has been really cool. Do I go over my roles or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just a little. I mean, I'm assuming that you're busy and you do a lot of things. So key things.
Just the main ones. I'm a Cody house leader. I'm a Māori leader, kaitata kitane, or of the kapaka at our school, which is like the male leader. And this year I am a head boy as well. So yeah.
Busy man.
Yeah.
Busy.
Yeah, sweet. I'm Hannah with the raspy voice. I also am sporty. I play football at school. Been playing football for 10 years and I really love it. I absolutely love nature, so sunsets and clouds are just the best thing for me to watch ever. And yeah, so like Michael, I'm a Cody house leader, which is awesome. And I am part of the Enviro Council, was chair last year, a little promo. If you want to join, plant some trees. Always good for more people, so swing by Enviro Council. And yeah, captain of the football team at school, and then also blessed with head student this year.
Awesome, guys.
Nice.
You want to say anything about that then?
No, that's good. You guys are all involved. That's real nice. It's like different aspects within the school, so that's real good.
Yeah.
I think it's...
Love to see that.
Did you notice that, like, so Noyuki and Kushra were Pahurakawa, and you guys
Yeah.
are both Cody?
Yeah, that's really funny how it worked like that.
They were not the best houses, though.
Oh, definitely.
Are you sure?
We're the best.
No.
Nah.
Little competitions.
All good top 6 houses, Trista.
Oh, that's his house, not my house.
Oh, it's both your houses.
Nico.
No. We go on athletics day, remember that?
Cheap, but what happened at Toy Sports?
I don't even know, honestly.
No, I think it's really cool. How do you guys kind of deal with like the competition in our school? Like, I mean, you guys are involved in so many things.
You guys are competitive.
You guys see all the competition. How is it hard as a head student? Because you have to kind of support the entire school, but then you're also Cody house leader. Which one takes priority?
Oh, of course, Cody. You know? I mean, at the end of the day, you are trying to build up and push the rest of the school.
Yeah.
But I feel it's more important, especially like last year, just focusing in on our house and making our house as strong as possible, and hoping that other people try and compete with us, you know? So, like, if you have a really strong house, then other people are going to try and, like, figure stuff and take stuff. Like, we've taken stuff from other houses and how they work well and try and implement it in our house.
Yeah.
You know? And so, like, bringing your ideas to the table and all that in your own house can also help the rest of the school anyway. So competition, that's just what, there's just competition in general, how it helps not just your house but the rest of the school.
Yeah, and I feel like we've got some real healthy competition. So you know, it's not like anyone's like fighting each other or anything. It's quite healthy competition.
Very close.
So,
yeah.
How do you guys do with communication as between you guys as leaders? You know, in housing system in the school, there's like 10 different leaders in the single house. How do you guys kind of work that together? 10 people that could be actually equally trying to be the number one kind of leader. How do you guys take ownership of that? You guys are both excellent leaders in your own rights, in your own sports and things like that. How do you guys kind of keep yourselves tame so that you guys are still listening to each other? If you do.
A lot of like delegation, obviously. I think that's such an important part of leadership, and making sure like everyone's working together but giving people different tasks to do to just split it among you and make sure everyone's getting involved. I think it's a big part of it.
Well, I think, so everyone has a different has different leadership qualities and that, and you can usually feel that out every once you're in an actual group. Like already, I'm starting to see what people are good at, in our house leader group. And so you can get a feel for it really quickly, and it's all about using those people's strengths and delegating roles for them that will fit them and help everyone. And I feel the importance of a leader is not just to be the center person of something, you know. It's about giving a strong foundation for others and bringing others up and using their strengths, you know, to the advantage of the group as a whole. So that's what I think we're going to try really hard to do this year, and it worked really well last year with our house leaders, you know, just seeing everyone's strength. There's people like Anna Heder was a really good planner, Jason was a good speaker, you know, and using those sort of strengths to uplift us. Yeah. And, you know, everyone doesn't have to be the centre person, you know, of the house leader group. We're a collective, and that's what matters, and you need to work as a collective and use everyone's strengths. You know?
Yeah, very well said, Michael.
Yeah, well, I have a question with that as well. So you said like how being in the centre and stuff, like now that you guys are head students, you're like more within the spotlight, like for the whole school, because like, you know, all the years are gonna know who you guys are. So like, how are you gonna like deal with that and use that sort of platform that you have, you know?
Kind of just to add on to that, so you said something about like uplifting people and like really letting people grow. As a leader, even in just your little house, big house,
This
huge. You know, how do you? We mentioned it earlier in the Kushrav and Noyuki podcast. Handling little kids or handling people that are like they just got into high school and things like that. So how do you kind of bring yourself to almost their level and help them grow, knowing what they know, even if it's 12, 13 years old, you know, that kind of very young age, they still haven't really understood too much of themselves and the world and school. How do you kind of bring them in a welcoming way, especially after COVID and, you know, the way people have changed nowadays?
Yeah, well, I think with COVID, everyone's going to be a bit more closed and reserved, you know, which doesn't help us as house leaders and peer supporters, you know. But I think you're trying to talk about the year 9s, which are coming in, Yeah. So, I mean, at our school, we've got, you know, camp, swimming, sports, athletics day, which are all big house-oriented things. And it's just showing these year 9s that they can be themselves and trying to push them to be the best that they can be, whether it be in your peer support or in your camp groups. Yeah. And your camp groups, which I found last year was really cool, is like some people were scared to do stuff, you know, and just trying to push them out of their comfort zone. Like we had this one guy who would not go abseiling. Like he wouldn't. He was like, nah. And we were trying to bribe him with Maccas and all this other stuff, you know. And he finally went down it. And then he loved it. And he went down another 3-4 times. And it was just cool trying to push people like that. And with those physical activities like camp and stuff, it's also going to make you more confident as yourself as a person because you're pushing your own comfort zone. And you can do that in other aspects, not just camp activities. And also bonding with other people. So it's just trying to make that sort of fun environment where everyone is comfortable, which sometimes is hard and it depends on the kids, but you know, it's something that we strive for, especially in Cody, you know, trying to be a tight-knit group.
Yeah, definitely. Michael said it very well. But I think leadership positions a lot of the time can be seen like you're on a different level to everyone else, but that's really not what it's about. Like, you know, as leaders too, we're the same as everyone else, and I think leadership is really not about what you can do for yourself, but it's about what you can do for other people. And I think with people like that, just meeting them where they are and just being with them there. And also inclusivity is a huge thing for me as a leader, trying to make sure everyone's involved and everyone's a part of what's happening. And I think that can be so influential and just help people to feel seen and to feel loved.
Yeah, that's really. You guys are like flying through these questions. These are really. That's really awesome to hear, guys.
We can drag them out.
You guys like.
The other one was like an hour long, and I was like, whoa! So good job, Noi.
To be fair, Noyuki, she rambled on.
Yeah.
Shout
out to
If
Noi.
you listen to it.
And we heard all the rambling. It was good though. Good rambling.
You guys are both competitors, especially in sports. And being, you know, kind of sports and being sporty and physical activity. What do you guys think of how physical activity, either be a sport or exercise, how to kind of help you build the character that you have, that kind of hard work mentality, especially you play a very physical sport, rugby. Football, not so much.
I fall over every single
Extremely
game.
physical, bro.
Extremely
Every
physical.
single
I've
game.
seen all the shin in this.
The shin kicks and
Shin
everything.
kicks.
Shin kicks.
No, so
Dangerous, bro.
you know, in a way, how does it help your hard work? But and also, kind of tying it back to the whānau aspect that you talked about. What do you guys think that kind of sports has helped you in learning, especially being in a team environment?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're all sports people here, and everyone, like, if you play a sport, sport's been so influential in my life. Really to just build your interactions with other people and your team skills. And I love playing in a sports team because you're all working together for the same thing, and it's not just one person working alone, but you're working like in unity and together. And I think that's been really helpful in shaping my leadership skills in a team environment, and really, as Michael touched on, using everyone's different strengths. And yeah, like, I really encourage you, if you're not already playing a sport, to just find one and get in it, because it has such an impact on how you interact with people, and really just building like your teamwork and your love for working together.
Yeah. No, sports is extremely influential. It does help you with that whānau aspect of, you know, trying to knit a team together, especially with being a captain of a team. Like being in, I was captain of the second 15 a few years ago, and it was quite tough to like knit everyone together, but like it's just, as I said, using everyone's strengths to their to the team's advantage, and that's a lot more straightforward in rugby because all the positions are catered to different sorts of people, you know. But whether in football it's like not as structured, like you could play pretty much anywhere.
There's still positions.
Yeah, I know there's still positions,
run around
but
the whole field.
yeah, no, there's still positions,
Rush
but it's not
keeper.
as like catered as rugby, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Like-
Sure.
You're just dissing football now?
No, I'm not dissing football.
No,
Leave
I
me
get
alone.
what you're saying though.
But yeah, so it's using everyone's strengths to the advantage of the team. Also with rugby, sometimes training can be really grueling, especially pre-season fitness training. It is it's something. Let's just say that, and it's all about mental toughness there. When you're trying to push through these trainings where you feel like you can't keep going, but you keep going, you keep pushing, and you have people like our coach, Mr. Jardine. He'll make us run for ages.
Ruthless.
Yeah, like shuttles on shuttles, poles. So yeah, and he'll always scream at us. He's just like, your body may be giving out, but you can do so much more. It's all in your head. It's all in your head. And he just repeats that, and it actually gets to you, and it keeps you pushing, you know? Yeah. It's all about mental toughness. Your body can do so much more than you actually think, you know? Like, whether you might not think you can do something like a half marathon or a full marathon even. It's like things like that seem impossible. Or even Ironmans, you know? Those are like...
Those guys are crazy.
Whew, like... You're just like, oh, I could never be that, but it's all in the head, and that's something that you can take from sports and bring into real life with dealing with, you know, just all the pressure and stuff. It's all about keeping your head in check and, just keeping your head straight.
It's a really good word.
You know, yeah.
What you said about keeping your head in check.
Yeah.
Tristan and I have talked about mental toughness a lot in the past. And how it's really a built skill.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I mean, you can be born with a certain degree of mental toughness, but you get built with mental toughness.
Yeah, it's more about your upbringing as well.
Yeah.
Like, if...
I mean,
You really just gotta, like, experience it.
Yeah,
It's
experience it,
yeah.
So you gotta, like, go through hardships and stuff to know how to deal with it, I guess. You know, you gotta be put in situations, and then, like, from a young age... like going through all that stuff, and then you know how to deal with stuff like that, and that really helps you push through stuff. Like whatever life throws at you, you can like just smash through. Yeah. But yeah, mental health and all that, it's like that's a big thing.
Yeah. I think, you know, vulnerability is something that like it's a thing that kind of affects each person differently.
Mm.
And I feel like the kind of stigma that you have to go through some heartbreaking, you know, you only had a single parent, or like,
Yeah.
you know, you lost someone
Yeah.
early on. I feel like that, I'm not trying to disregard that, because
Yeah.
those are really
Yeah.
tough things, but individually we have our own
Yeah.
tough
Yeah,
Yeah,
experiences.
exactly.
You know, maybe for both of you guys, you know, if you remember all the, you know, tough experiences that you've had growing up, it doesn't have to be loss. It could just be with yourself. You know, the tough experiences that you've had with pushing yourself. Because at the end of the day, you're not always going to have someone like a coach pushing you. Eventually, you have to start pushing yourself. So in times when you're really vulnerable and you want to quit, you would really just you don't want to do this anymore. How do you take yourself from that vulnerability and push yourself to, you know, where you want to be? Maybe you get something from Hannah first.
Hey.
Yeah.
I think it really just starts with being honest with yourself. I know for me, a lot of the time, if I have any of those negative like thoughts or emotions, I often just push them down and disregard them, which I think everyone, it's very easy to do that. But I think it all just starts with being honest with yourself and being honest with how you're feeling. And then from that, just like deciding what you want to do and where you want to go, and just trying to overcome those. And I think talking to people and being vulnerable with people is such a crucial step in overcoming that.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's better to like just feel your emotions and like how you're genuinely feeling rather
Yeah.
than just fake everything. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And like no matter what you're feeling, even if you feel like it's so little, like it's
Yeah.
extremely valid and you're allowed to feel those things. So I think being honest with yourself is such a crucial first step
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah. Also, I feel like if you're trying to push yourself, goals is a very, very way. Like, you get bored of them in year 9 when they try to set you useless goals and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, if you make goals...
When you grow, it's really important, yeah?
Exactly. If you make goals that are actually important to you, like, I had goals, one of them was head boy, one of them was playing for the first 15, you know, it's these goals, and then you plan out how you're going to do that, how you're going to train, how you're going to push yourself, and you're really driven to this one goal, and that I feel is really powerful to push yourself. Also, if that's not going to work, like, share your goals, you know, share the goals that you have, the ambitions that you have with other people, and then you're not just doing it for yourself, you're doing it for someone else.
Ooh.
And that's how, that pushes
That's
you
great.
even
That's
more,
great.
you know?
Yeah.
And that's something that I found really powerful, you know, and even how hard trainings can be, how hard you push yourself, you can still do more because you're doing it not just for yourself, you're doing it for someone else. So that's something that, you know, is really powerful.
Owing it to someone else, I feel like that's a really,
exactly.
that's a really good thing that you just brought up. I think that we owe a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah.
That hard work that you owe to your coaches, because they're taking their time and their day
Exactly.
to coach you guys. But, you know, maybe you guys look back to your past as well. We're going to be looking back because we're trying to really dissect the people that you guys are now. Both great leaders in your own right, and both very, you know, high level leaders in your own right. And so we want to dissect where that kind of comes from. So is there anyone in your life, maybe you can name drop them if you want to, that really... they're a key person. It could be multiple people, but they're a key person, and like, man, this person really changed my life. Not just in the way that they made me think, but also in the way they made me feel and how they brought me up to maybe who you are now. So anyone like that, coach, a parent, your parents.
Yeah, definitely. I think
parents.
a lot of people say parents, but truly that is the very true for me. Like Michael said at the beginning, like my family is the most important thing to me, and I like just truly love them with all my heart. But my parents have really shaped who I am today. Especially even my grandma. She's such a inspiration to me. But they have really just shown me what it means to love and serve others, and they've built my heart for the people around me and for you know, like not working for my own gain but for the gain of others, and they've definitely been huge role models in my life to just lead me to love in that way.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, same with me. I think my parents, and also one person that stands out was my granddad. He unfortunately passed away when I was in year 3 or 4. But whenever, because they lived up north in Whangarei, and whenever I'd go up and see him, you know, he was always there, open arms. I've got a photo on my phone as my lock screen of him, which is really cool.
That's
But it's just how much he cared about other people and his community and all that, and like you just walk around and you know this person. It's just like you can see he made an impact on people's lives, and just hearing like stories from my mum, from my gran about like his life and that really inspired me. And that also, if we bring it back to my parents, my mum, she's one of the hardest workers I know, and you know, she's been my ride or die since I was young. Whatever I've wanted to do, she's tried and push me and you know, get me to those goals, help me, give me advice, and just be there for me. And just hearing stuff that she did when she was my age, she was also deputy head girl or something at Whangarei Girls High. So and stuff like that, and her pushing me, and then how strong my dad is. That's only something that I could aspire to be. And it's like bringing all those things that these people have taught me and have showed the qualities that they have in themselves, and trying to use the best of those and bring it into yourself. You know, that's what I try to do, and that's
bringing in their kind of sense of spirit. I feel like the way you talk about your granddaddy sounds like a phenomenal man, and he's a man, and that so you know, that kind of spirit that you feel with other people. How is it? You know, you look at physical, you look at mental and spiritual.
Yeah.
I feel like people kind of downplay spiritual because they get all into the religious talks, and although spiritual is religious in a way, you know, spirit is not only just like kind of religious things. It's also just, you know, when you talk to someone, you also feel like this person's serious about what they're talking about. That's not physical and emotional. That's you can feel their spirit.
Yeah, spiritual.
What is it about spirit to you guys? You know, spirit is such a large term as well. We say house spirit, team spirit.
Yeah.
We don't really talk about, you know, when you guys talk with people and the kind of spirit they have. So when you kind of notice that someone really has that kind of, you know, hard-working spirit, and you can really sense that they're genuine as a person, you know, how does it make you feel, like really talking to those kinds of people, whether it be someone younger than you, maybe in a group, or maybe someone older than you, a mentor of some sorts?
Yeah, I really agree with what you said before, how spiritual can often be associated with just religion, but it's so much more. It's about like your values, what you believe in, like your reasons. And I'm actually a Christian, so faith is such a huge thing in my life. Like it's the reason why I live, and my parents have been such incredible people of faith in my life to build me toward that too. But definitely I think, as John said, spiritual extends to so much more. And whenever you talk to people with just aligning values to you, it really just builds up your integrity and builds up like your reason for why you do what you do. And I think we've touched on how like it's not about us, but it's about giving to other people. And when you talk to any people in leadership positions or in any authority, you generally get a heart from them that they're doing it for the people around them, and that can really just build up and like spark something in you to do the same and to just serve, because leadership is all about service.
I feel spirits more, or like, as Hannah said, and I agree with all that stuff, but it's also the presence of a person. You know, when you walk into a room, you can see the presence of people, how they act, how what their body language is doing, their confidence. They could be shy, but like that's just the presence of those people. That's more the spirit. It's how they portray themselves, and that's also like when you start talking to people, even if they are shy, you can see through that. You can see who they actually are, and you know, if they're genuine and all that. And there's just so much. I'm rambling here, honestly.
No, good. Noyuki did it as well.
Yeah, Noyuki. Oh, it was so funny.
No,
Noyuki,
but
you're
I
a
mean,
legend.
man, what you're talking about, like spirit is such a you know, people use like vibe now. That's the vibe.
Yeah, vibe
so
and spirit is like
not
the
to say
same.
that.
No, you can say vibe. No, because
yeah, everyone's got a spirit, and like your
Nah.
spirit can be influenced by so
it's
many
really
things.
you know, people say now like that's the vibe, but it's really it's so hard to explain what
Yeah,
vibe
exactly.
means.
Yeah.
I feel like you can never really explain what the word vibe means because it's just so present in the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's really cool that you guys talked about presence in that kind of way. you in Māori leadership and kapa haka, that kind of sense of spirit, especially in your Māori culture. How do you think that really played into who you are as a leader? We've talked a lot about your sporting and those kinds of accolades, and I kind of want to touch on your accolades and the things you've achieved through Māori leadership. Because from what I've seen, and I've seen you around, you hold that with so much pride, and it's something that really inspires me personally.
Yeah.
For sure, inspires everyone.
How much pride you have in who you are, and especially as that leader. I'm not going to try to say the word. That kind of leader. How does it really play into the kind of leader that you are now?
So pretty much I've been in this Māori world since I was year 9. I was in junior Māori leadership, kapa haka, whānau tutor, all these opportunities that us Māori students get to grow and understand our whakapapa, where we're from, and just understand who we are as a Māori, and also Māori leadership, who we are as a Māori leader. I feel if we're going back to that spirit, it can be very easy to just see the song and dance when we're in the haka, our spirit's like fierce, and it's switching straight into a happy song after that, and but I feel the reason I carry the pride and stuff that I do for Māori, like Māori at our school, is not just for Māori, I guess. It's also because we were oppressed and all that, just like through our language being banished, through Māori not doing as well at school, which is far from the truth now, and
It's that stigma,
it's that stigma, and then just seeing how well we do now, and all these opportunities, amazing opportunities that we get, and just trying to build this Māori department at our school as strong as possible, so other cultures can follow suit. That's why I do it. That's why this year we're trying to get the Māori and the Pacific Islanders together, and we're going to be working together with the PI leaders and the Māori leaders to do stuff around the school that cannot just like build up our Māori, but it can build up our Pacifica whānau there as well. Because there was this one thing that Rita, who was our Māori Pacifica ambassador, said to me, and she was just like, it's really cool how all these Māori things are going on, but I've had Pacifica coming to me and saying that I don't feel I belong at school. Okay. And it's things like that, because like I feel so fortunate that we have this amazing Māori, program, and it's allowed me to thrive. It's allowed so many of my mates to thrive and like be proud that they're Māori. But then there's this whole other population of people that don't have that. And I think it's about bringing up, as I said, the competition, as you bring up one foundation, others will follow suit. And it's also about helping them to get a foundation that we have now and trying to make it their own, It's that's why I wear this pride of being Māori, because it's not just for me, it's for all the Māoris. It's for all the other minorities that we have at our school that may not feel that school is for them. It's about giving them opportunities and making them feel like themselves. And that's why I do what I do, And keeping that culture alive is something really important to me.
Yeah, building other people up.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
That's really good. I felt the spirit just then.
now,
that vibe thing we were talking about. I just felt it.
I think. Do you have anything to say?
That was good. Surreal. Like, I could just tell you're so passionate about it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I think from what I love just talking to you guys. It's only been a very short time, but what I've already loved about talking to you guys is how much family really is. Like we've mentioned already at the start, how big family really is, and I feel like nowadays people are really disconnected.
Yeah.
When you guys see people around nowadays, we talk people. The people older than us, they talk about how our generation is so like on their phones and stuff, and I think that really has played a large part with how disconnected we are. How do you guys kind of handle that? You guys, all three of you, have been house leaders in the past, and you guys were house leaders last year. I assume you guys went to camp. COVID wasn't
Yeah.
thing like that.
Yeah, before COVID.
Yeah. How did you kind of, when you guys noticed maybe year 9 to 10s, just how kind of alienated they were, or they like to stick to their little groups? How do you kind of maybe deal with that? Just kind of like, how do you guys kind of bring the people together from being so disconnected? Because I think that's a large part now of our society, is just how disconnected we are from ourselves, but then it also translates to other people.
Yeah, and I just say that while I definitely agree with that statement, that's really true. It's actually really sad, but it happens a lot. But like as leaders, you can't really force anyone to do anything. Like you can encourage and motivate, and that is vital. You can speak truth and give advice, but yeah, you can't really force anything onto anyone. But yeah, I really agree though with how things can be disconnected, and I think it's really important to just take the time to just notice the people around you and what they do, because people is the most important thing in our lives. Like everything we do for people. And we are humans built for connection and built for community. And when you are in a community and when you have strong relationships around you, then you yourself will thrive and you yourself will do better. So I really think it's important to just take those moments to focus on your relationships and put time into them, and to really just, especially your parents, just thank them for what they're doing, and make sure there are times where you actually have a chat to them, which can be hard, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like in school, you can't force anything on anyone. As Hannah said, you can't force people to like each other. It's just gonna end in a scrap, or like it's just gonna go bad. But what you can do is guide people.
Yeah, definitely.
I think school, a big thing about getting through school, and they bang on about co-curricular this, co-curricular that, and you should join co-curricular stuff. It's like, it just gets long after a while, but it's actually really important.
Yeah, for
Getting
sure.
through school is about finding a sense of belonging, I feel.
Yeah.
It's about finding that thing that in the school that you go to school for. You know, for some of the rugby boys, it's rugby. You know, they go to school to play rugby, and then when they have these rules that you have to have over 85% attendance to actually play and stuff, that's also pushing you back into school. But it's finding that, guiding them to a place where they can find their sense of belonging. Like last year, guiding some of my people in my peer support towards the Māori stuff, you know, into whānau tutor, kapa haka and all that. Junior Māori leadership, just guiding them into that, or it could be into other avenues, and it's all about letting them find that sense of belonging. It may not be at camp, it may not be in their camp group, but there is always something at like our school, which is very fortunate for us, but there's always something out there. There's always a group of people that you will click with, and it's just about finding that and guiding them to that group.
Yeah, 100% agree with that aspect of belonging. I mean, I think in our position of influence as leaders, it's also so important for that aspect of inclusivity that ties into belonging. You know, you walk through the school and you see so many people who are just there because they have to be. They don't want to be there, they just are. Or a lot of people who are retreated and like kind of isolated from everyone else, and a lot of the time it can be because they don't feel like they belong, they don't feel like they're included. So I think as a leader, one of the most important things is to include people and to bring them into where we are, just meet them where they are and help them feel like they belong.
That's honestly, like, it's just awesome. Like, thank you that you guys actually just even came to just talk, because I mean, it's just really awesome to just hear from you guys.
You've been listening to my raspy voice this whole time. Hope you've enjoyed.
You guys are amazing.
You guys are really, and so thank you for taking the time just for this interview. We kind of finished off the last interview with a chance that you guys can ask us questions, but if you guys were to just give any tips, honestly, not tips. I think that's a really bad way to put it.
Advice.
Yeah, advice. But also just things that you maybe want to say to the general public. You know, maybe younger than you.
The general public.
The general public.
Everyone who's going to listen to this
Lots of
podcast.
people listen to this.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Life lessons.
What you
Life
guys have
lessons.
built is
Thank
honestly
you.
incredible.
Just life lessons.
Yeah.
Especially to people now, because that idea that you can't force anyone to do anything,
Yeah.
but it really does take, for me, it took just one line from someone that changed my life.
Exactly.
So those little moments, so
That
say
like
what
impact
you,
that we can have
say,
on other
say,
people. Yeah.
say whatever you guys want. You guys could ramble about anything you want, but
Well, yeah. So I mean, next week we have our peer support trainings, you know. But I think what we were just talking about that sense of belonging and guidance, that's really something that we don't talk about at those trainings, and it's something that I reckon we should like push for our peer supporters. You know, it's something that my peer supporters did to me, and they pushed me towards the Māori stuff, and it's just amazing what they did for me, and it's just about trying to get as many people on board with it, and pushing our year 9s into doing similar things, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other plugs?
So it's been like a big running theme in what we've talked about, but the whole idea of service and how I think the most important thing of a leader is to serve and to build up the people around them. And if you're listening, whether you have leadership positions or not, every single person is a leader. Every single person has an opportunity to build up the people around them. And I remember last podcast when Kushav said to like do something for yourself to improve yourself every day, and I really agree with that. Kushav, you're a legend. I think you should do that. But I want to also add on to that of doing something for someone else every day. And I think the most contentment and the most joy in life comes from not doing stuff for yourself, but doing stuff for others. And as we've said many times, like us as leaders, we're not here because we want to be amazing. Like we're not here because we want to be like idolized, but we're here because we have a heart for you guys and a heart to serve and to build people up. And yeah, so I encourage you every day to just see one thing, whether big or small, could just be a smile or a kind word, but something that you can do for someone else in your day.
Exactly.
Give back.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter about your leadership position. Like honestly, it's amazing that we have this opportunity to keep pushing what we preach, you know.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, even if I didn't get this role, I still would have been doing the same thing I've been doing now.
Yeah.
You know, pushing the Māori stuff, and that's just something that everyone needs to take into account. It doesn't matter what title you have on top of your head. It's just practice what you preach, you know, lead by example, uplift others, no matter what you do, and like it'll just help everyone so much. It'll just be such an amazing environment, and it's just trying to just uplift others no matter what it is,
for
and
sure.
whatever avenue it is, even if it's just in the class, you know, trying to push your mate to write that essay, which I need help on. But looking at my NCA results,
we'll totally skip over that.
Yeah, definitely. And uplifting others, it's not easy. Like it can be challenging. And I remember I was actually on a camp a few years ago as well, and there's one person, she really said something that stuck to me, and she said that often we can look and focus on just the bad parts and the people around us and get so annoyed at that. But she challenged us to look for the good parts in every person and to make that what we see. And I think that's a great challenge to everyone, that no matter who is around you, no matter where you are, to just look for the good things in everyone and try to focus on that and let that be your guide.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Yes. Wow, that's all you have? Nah, I'm kidding. Is there anything else that you'd like to say?
That I'd like to say.
Yeah, anything that
No, I think you guys are amazing.
Yeah,
Wait,
that
you're
was,
amazing.
that was honestly, was a great discussion, guys.
Yeah, and thank you to anyone who listens. And we just wanna, encourage you from us that you're really cool. I don't know who you are, but you're really cool,
You went
and
from
you
leader
can.
to influencer now.
Yeah.
No, straight up, you can be a leader.
Get
You
the vlog
can make
camera
a
out,
difference.
fine.
You can influence those around you, and yeah.
Total cool.
And I think that's an awesome
We'll
way
wrap it up.
to finish that.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for this opportunity.
Yeah.
Being a part of
Thank you
our
guys for
podcast. And we look forward to seeing and hearing from you guys more.
Yeah.
Can't
Thank you,
wait.
guys.
Sorry
Yeah.
again for my frog voice. It was.
Like I said with Noyuki and Kushrav, these guys are special, so you guys got to watch out for them.
Alright. No pressure.
What's up everyone, Trista here. Just want to say a massive thank you to Hannah and Michael for taking the time out of their day to have a good chat with us. It was really interesting to hear about their experiences and their influences and how it's shaped them to who they are today. So along with Hannah and Michael, Kushrav and Noyuki are also those four are the head students for Pakuranga College 2021, four amazing young leaders, and yeah, we're excited to see what they do this year. Also, a massive shout out to you guys for listening. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in. We hope you've learned something that you can take away and implement into your own life. So make sure to check us out on Instagram at You Can Do More Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at YouCanDoMore_, and we also have a YouTube now, and it's just called You Can Do More. So yeah, thank you so much for listening, and stay tuned for the next.